Good morning. On behalf of the NASBA's Awards Committee, thanks to all of you that submitted nominations for consideration in this year's awards program. Each year, the Awards Committee is charged with the awesome task of reviewing the accomplishments and credentials of a rich pool of nominees, one that is comprised of many dedicated and talented individuals who have greatly contributed to the growth and progression of NASBA, state boards of accountancy, and the accounting profession. Narrowing the pool down to 3 individuals is no easy task, but as you will see, today's honorees are quite worthy of NASBA's recognition. I am honored to present the recipients of the NASBA Distinguished Service Award and the William H. Van Rensselaer Public Service Award. Following the Distinguished Service Award presentation, Lorraine Sachs will present the recipient of the award named in her honor. Then I will return to the podium to present the recipient of the final award, the William H. Van Rensselaer Public Service Award. Established in 1999, the NASBA Distinguished Service Award recognizes individuals who have demonstrated extraordinary commitment to enhancing the mission of NASBA. This year's recipient is Rick Isserman of New York. Rick grew up in Maplewood, New Jersey, a township of 4 square miles located west of Newark, with parks, rolling hills, and colonial homes. He graduated from New York University, spent his entire career with Pete Marwick, now KPMG, and led the firm's New York audit and real estate departments. Rick was a member of KPMG's SEC Reviewing Partners Committee, responsible for pre-issuance reviews of filings with public agencies. Before joining the New York State Board, Rick served on the AICPA Board of Examiners. Dan Dustin remembers the humility of Rick when he was called to serve. Rick served 2 terms as a member of the New York State Board and continues to work with their extended board on disciplinary matters. Rick has served as NASBA's Northeast Regional Director and 2 terms as the NASBA Director at Large. As the current chair of NASBA's Audit Committee, Rick has brought a fresh set of ideas, adding to the quality of the committee's work. Billy Atkinson explains that the most important appointment the chair of NASBA will make is the leader of the Regulatory Response Committee. When one signs their name as NASBA's chair to a letter going to the Financial Accounting Foundation, the AAA, the SEC, members of Congress, to the AICPA, the PCAOB, or similar stakeholders, one needs the utmost confidence in the person that leads the Regulatory Response Committee. The positions must be vetted among the talented and diverse minds of the committee, and from 2004 through 2013, NASBA chairs repeated their trust in Rick to lead the Regulatory Response Committee. Rick elevated the Regulatory Response Committee to become the think tank for NASBA. Rick led the discussions, listened, wrote, and defended drafts of the committee's responses to the proposed standards, regulations, legislation affecting state boards and America's public. In analyzing complex issues and making tough decisions, the members of the New York State Board and NASBA's Board of Directors have depended on Rick's technical knowledge, wisdom, his likability, sincerity, and his absolute thoroughness. Rick, it is NASBA's pleasure to honor you and your devotion to public service. Would you please join me up here? Please join me in congratulating Rick Isserman, recipient of the 2014 NASBA Distinguished Service Award. So Lorraine tried to booty trap you over there, huh? Congratulations. Let me give you
I'll just park Citizen Kane here. I want What a great group we are. And Mark, thank you for remembering more about what I've done than I can. It was about 15 years ago that one Dan Dustin, who was then exec of the New York State Board, invited me to become a member of that board and got me an appointment by the governor. And Dan at the time was very supportive of NASBA and encouraged New York board members to join in activities, join committees. And that's what I did. I knew something about NASBA. This young lady, Asa Horde, is no longer with us, but was a board member, and Nathan basically told me a lot about the organization. So I didn't come here without any knowledge, but I didn't have as much knowledge as I have now, and this is a great organization. I've been very fortunate over my years with NASBA to have worked with two great presidents, David, Ken, many chairs, many members of NASBA's board and staff, and also many members of boards of accountancy and their staff. It's been a great run for me. I am a director at large. In about 15, 20 minutes from now, I won't be. My wife's Asita here. I appreciate all the support she's given me, and also my daughter Tara, who's not able to be with me. And as my parting words to you, I wish you all the best of luck and success as you continue to serve the public and the profession. Thank you.
I'm very pleased to recognize Vicki Winfeld as the recipient of the 2014 Standard of Excellence Award. It's wonderful to acknowledge a colleague who I worked with when she started with the Nevada State Board of Accountancy in 1995, and who moved into her executive director position when it opened in 2003. From the beginning, Vicki has had a distinguished career in bringing about efficiencies in operations of all the board's activities. As I was thinking about the best way to describe Vicki's qualifications for the award, I was taken with the words on the board's website that highlight its purpose and direction: commitment, determination, and success. These words also exemplify the characteristics that Vicki personally brings to her position. From the beginning, Vicki has been committed to identifying the ways to improve the level of service and communication that the board provides, and she has done so in a determined manner, as evidenced by the many successes she has enjoyed. Despite a small staff, which she personally streamlined, she has continued to implement administrative efficiencies in order to maintain a high level of service to the board, its licensees, and to the public. She's also been successful in reducing office expenditures, including a reduction in space that allowed for an increase in the board's financial reserves. Vicki's keen interest in using technology, not only for the benefit of the Nevada board, but also for her executive colleagues, has served her well as she promotes NASBA's accountancy licensee database and the Enforcement Resources Guide. She's also been in the forefront of using online access and reporting for various activities, including license renewal, CPE audit submission, and peer review. Even with all of her responsibilities of her position, Vicki has been willing to become involved in NASBA's activities with her service as a member of NASBA committees, including the Executive Directors Committee, and subsequently its chair, through which she maintained an active role as the liaison to the Board of Directors. Her input during her 3-year term as a member of the AICPA Board of Examiners also highlights her strong commitment to the work of the accounting profession. With all of these professional responsibilities, Vicki has also made time to be involved in local community activities. My praise for Vicki's contributions to the Nevada Board and its licensees, NASBA, the accounting profession, and to the public would be incomplete without recognizing her charming personality. While serving as a true professional and providing guidance and assistance to her colleagues, Vicki has also shown her fun side with her enthusiastic participation in the many activities in which she's involved. For her outstanding achievements and significant contributions, and her delightful demeanor, it's my pleasure to present the Standard of Excellence Award to Vicki Winfeld.
Ooh, I didn't think I was going to get emotional on that, but it sounded like she was talking about someone else that might have been up here getting an award. Anyway, I tried writing something for you, and I thought over and over, it's going to sound canned. No one wants to hear that. And so I thought, first I need to thank Lorraine. It means a lot to me, one, to be standing here before you. It's such an honor, but more so that I'm getting it in Lorraine's honor. I've worked with her. I've thought of her from the day I saw her as a mentor, someone that I'd aspire to be. She's such a class act, everyone always says, so knowledgeable, such a strong, independent woman. Sorry, and it just truly, truly means a lot for all of the work that's been done through NASBA. I joke around that when I started attending NASBA conferences 19 years ago, I was 12 years old, and Tom Kinney and I were the youngest by about 60 years at least. And so everyone's probably like, what do these guys have to contribute? But it's been such an honor that the awards committee saw fit to give me the award and recognize everything that has been done. It's been an absolute pleasure working with NASBA, working for NASBA. The things that I've seen over the years, it's unexplainable to go from, what was thought of as the cognitor and the XYZ and paper and pencil and copy and paste. And I could go on and on. Lorraine did a great job of all of my activity, but it's been such an honor, and for me to be in the same room and sharing the stage with the other awardees, it's amazing. But I do have to thank, one, my board, the current board members and the past board members. Absolutely none of the service to NASBA would have I've been able to do if it weren't for the board in promoting that involvement and allowing me to be gone from the office and to participate. It's been absolutely rewarding, and I think that it also benefits the board itself having that type of involvement. Specifically, though, and I'm going to say this, I'm not going to look at her, but Leslie Walsh is my other half of my brain. We say we share a brain. I think she's getting the short end of the stick. She's pulling about 3/4. I might be pulling 1/4, but with a staff of 2, when I'm gone or traveling or participating or doing the work of NASBA or the AICPA, Leslie's there to hold down the fort. She's there to make it possible for me to be involved in all of the activities. And absolutely, if it weren't for her, bar none, I would not be able to do what I do. And that's even on a daily basis with the Nevada board. Next, I really need to thank Harry Parsons also. Harry really stood out. We both rolled on. I was the chair of the ED committee as he was rolling on as a mountain region director, so all the travel that I did was with him, and I just can't, he's been there to support me. He's been there through my ups, my downs, personally, professionally, and I just really need to just pull him out and say thank you as well, and I'm going to miss you. And then my family, of course. Sorry, because you're away and you have kids, and everyone in this room knows that when you have a NASBA commitment, it takes time away, but it was so rewarding, and thank you very much.
Since 1988, NASBA has presented the William H. Van Rensselaer Public Service Award to individuals who have earned recognition through their contributions to the accounting profession, led the development or improvement of programs for boards of accountancy, or influenced the passage of rules or statutes to improve accountancy regulations and laws. Our 2014 recipient is prominent in the accounting profession. David A. Vaught, CPA, currently serves as the chairman of the Governmental Accounting Standards Board. He recently joined GASB after 10 years as Iowa's elected state auditor, and he served the people of Iowa on the Iowa Accountancy Examining Board from 1995 to 2002. Long before all that, David's childhood was split between the Iowa towns of Livermore and Laverne. David, his twin brother, and 17 other seniors graduated from high school in Laverne, a farming community with a population of 300 people. Until age 6, he lived in nearby Livermore, Iowa. So these days, David explains there's not a whole lot going on over there. And both the citizens, the 400 citizens of Livermore, and Laverne's 300 residents proudly fight over who can proclaim him as one of their own. David graduated from Upper Iowa University, but then the student body size of 600 didn't attract many on-campus interviewers. So David knocked on doors, mailed out resumes, and he joined KPMG in Des Moines and stayed there until running for public office in 2002. Looking back at David's time as Iowa's state auditor, it was written in an article by Craig Robertson. Vaught is good at coming up with good one-liners. We all remember his initial campaign slogan, "I'm the only CPA running for auditor." Fortunately, 4 years later as an incumbent, it got a lot better as he then used the classic, "In God we trust, everyone else we audit." Mr. Robinson continues, and who can forget the Vauditor fans and T-shirts from the state fair during his last campaign that used a picture of Vaught looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator. Many voters and party activists don't get too worked up about the state auditor's race, yet Vaught skillfully raised the profile of the office and used his post to educate the public on the state's finances. Vaught's analysis and ability put the state's spending problem into perspective so that everyone could understand it. Vaught will not only be missed, but he will be very difficult to replace. David has been actively involved in NASBA since 1997. In 2003 and 2004, he served as chair. Following the passage of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act in 2002, state regulators wondered how their role would be affected by the formation of the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board. In 2004, David came to Washington to meet with the SEC and the PCAOB. The PCAOB's chair, Will McDonough, then stated, we very much consider the state boards of accountancy our partners in constructing a safety net for public company investors and others who use and rely on financial statements. Also in 2004, the computer-based test was launched. NASBA's Center for the Public Trust was formed. Back in 1970, an AICPA and NASBA joint committee had proposed a national registry of all CPAs. In 2003, 33 years later, sparked in reaction to the issues raised in Sarbanes-Oxley, NASBA's board committed to a plan to develop the registry. From 2003 to 2005, David and the other members of NASBA's executive committee guided the development and implemented the accountancy licensee database. In addition to his service to NASBA's board of directors as the Central Regional Director and as Director at Large, David chaired the Examination Committee, Past Chair Advisory Council, Nominating Committee, Public Perception Committee, and Regulatory Structures Committee. David shared his talents with NASBA after his tenure as board chair by serving for 8 years on the Examination Review Board. David is a former president of the National State Auditors Association. In 2004, 2013, and 2014, was named to Accounting Today's annual list of the 100 most influential people in accounting. Yesterday, David spoke to us of the importance of listening in his current tour in public service as the chair of GASB. Always easily approachable and displaying a joy for life, David, you have given the Iowa State Board and us at NASBA the same feeling of pride that the folks in Livermore and Laverne rightfully have in you. David, please accept this honor as our thanks for your dedication to public service in Iowa and to our nation. It is with great pleasure that I present the 2014 William H. Van Rensselaer Public Service Award to Mr. David A. Vaught.
Mark, thank you for those very kind words. I have to admit, I was a little bit older than Vicki of 12 when I joined NASBA, so I do have some notes that I'd like to make remarks on. But I want you to know that, without a doubt, this is a tremendous honor to receive this award. And I will tell you that the Van Rensselaer Award has been presented for more than 25 years. And when I look at the list of previous recipients, I'm truly honored and humbled to accept this award this year. As you know, NASBA is an organization of great importance to me, and it's hard to believe that I've been a part of the NASBA family for almost 20 years now. I'm sure, however, that many of you would agree with me that the things that I have gained personally from my service with NASBA far exceed the time and skills that I've tried to share with NASBA. I'm not able to be as active with NASBA today since I took over the position of chair of GASB in 2013, but believe me, the mission of the State Boards of Accountancies and NASBA stays very firmly ingrained in my mind. NASBA's mission is to enhance the effectiveness and advance the common interests of boards of accountancy. That's just 13 short words, but the meaning behind those words is enormous. Every state board has limited resources, but when we band together, we can do so much more than we can as individual boards. I've been very fortunate over the course of my career to see from different perspectives just how important the boards and NASBA's work is and the positive impact we have on our profession. No matter what your vantage point is, the need for NASBA's work could not be more clear. Protecting the public is absolutely vital, and the role state boards play in that process is absolutely critical to accomplishing that goal. I want to thank each of you for the service that you're giving to the public. It's imperative to have active members of our profession doing what you do each and every day. And thank you so much for this award. It's a tremendous honor to me, and I'm eternally grateful. Thank you very much.